A bitterly cold February morning. Eastern Europe is on edge as Russian forces advance into Ukraine.
I've never heard anything like that in my life, and I knew immediately the war had started.
In the capital, Kyiv, South African Kobus Olivier takes his 4 small dogs for a pre-dawn walk.
So I took the dogs out at 4 o'clock that morning. I think we were outside for about 2 minutes when I heard these, I think it was about 9 huge explosions.
As Russian missiles strike, Kobus flees to his apartment.
Мною принято решение о проведении специальной военной операции.
Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, the largest invasion of a neighboring country in Europe since World War II.
Kobus seeks out the safety of his building's basement parking lot, but he's told he can't enter with all 4 dogs. So he bunkers down in his bathroom, mattresses and pillows, a flimsy defense.
We've got enough food here for quite a while. Our candles here, it's actually looking very cozy. It's gone quiet outside now, so the dogs are pretty calm, they're okay.
He begins recording his wartime existence on his cell phone.
We're going to be okay as long as...
I thought if the worst happened, at least I've recorded our last minute.
Little knowing the extraordinary impact his social media posts will have. It's almost a year since Russia invaded Ukraine. But this story is not about war and the terror it brings. It's about a man and his love for his 4 dogs, and about friends being there when you need them most. Kobus was a South African career club cricketer who spent a decade living and working in 12 countries before settling in Ukraine's capital 5 years ago.
I just fell in love with Kyiv. I felt the unbelievable energy. It felt like my place. It's sort of, I'm meant to be in this place.
He moved there with his elderly father, their rescue dog 𝗀𝗧𝗿𝗆, and all his worldly possessions. Kobus joined the Ukrainian Cricket Federation and became a coach at a school where he also taught English.
In cricket, this is called the bat. It's like you will relate with most of...
I had a good job in Kyiv. I was director of a private international school. I'm still the CEO of Ukrainian cricket. I was receiving a salary at the time.
Before long, 𝗀𝗧𝗿𝗆 had 3 puppies. Jessie, the quietest of them.
Ollie is just a little bit of a crazy dog. He's always climbing onto things. And then Kaya, the little black one, is the smallest of the 3. In Afrikaans, we would say she's really 𝗀𝗲𝗱𝗆.
Sadly, Kyiv would become his dad's final resting place.
When my dad passed away in Kyiv, it sort of, you know, it was his resting place. My little family with the dogs, my dog family, started there. So Kyiv will always feel to me like it's my home.
Russian troops are closing in on the capital.
Even as the Russian noose tightens on Kyiv, Kobus is determined to stay. Besides, fleeing a war zone with 4 dogs seems near impossible. Playing classical music to drown out the sound of missile strikes, Kobus and his dogs hold out for 10 long days. But his friends are growing increasingly anxious. In the professional cricket community, you could live worlds apart, but you are never, ever alone. Cricket friends from all over the world supported Kobus. Well, I can tell you one thing for sure, he wasn't smiling this hard when we were talking, so clearly it's because you're here in the room with us. Former Proteas cricketer Daryl Cullinan is in touch daily on WhatsApp. Did you worry about his safety, that he really was in danger?
I remember chatting to him sort of late one evening. He said, "Let me show you what happened tonight." And you just saw these strikes in the distance. It was like a movie. And I kept thinking, well, hang on, you need to think about getting out of here, Carl.
Kobus hunts for ways to join the mass of refugees fleeing to neighboring Poland. He finds someone on Facebook willing to give him a lift.
He will be outside your apartments as soon as the curfew.
And he can take his dogs. Running a gauntlet of roadblocks and the threat of missiles and Russian gunfire ever present, they eventually make it safe at last.
It feels like a million years ago that we were stacked up in the bathroom.
But it's not to be. Unbelievably, Poland decides to only accommodate Ukrainian refugees. Again, 𝗀𝗵𝗴𝗶𝗴𝗶 friends intervene, urging him to take the first flight out, but the airline refuses to take all of his dogs.
You couldn't even get the words out of your mouth when they said, choose 2 dogs.
When I heard about the 2 dogs, I was absolutely in a state of shock. But immediately I started thinking of, okay, I've got to make a plan. I got this far.
One final daunting option remains.
Doggy parlor.
With the little money he has left, 𝗀𝗵𝗴𝗶𝗴𝗶 buys a car and sets off to Croatia via Slovakia and Hungary. Using location services, Daryl and his other friends follow his painstaking progress.
Some of the most anxious moments of my life was watching that dot move, watching that dot move.
A trip that Google Maps says should take no more than a day stretches into a grueling 4-week trek. But at his lowest moments, the kindness of strangers continues to surprise him, like the man who helps fix his car after hitting a curb. And then moments of good fortune. A friend who happens to be South Africa's ambassador to Ukraine helps him through the bureaucratic obstacles.
Sure. Okay, yeah, unbelievable. Bye, dankie wel.
Then, after what seems like forever, and amidst all the uncertainty and violence of war, 𝗀𝗵𝗴𝗶𝗴𝗶 and his dogs finally make it.
Just arrived at the border, Croatian border. I'm going through the border post now.
𝗀𝗵𝗴𝗶's survival videos have become a documentary, War Dogs and I. Cricket is all about endurance, mind over matter, and resilience. Invaluable tools that sustained 𝗀𝗵𝗴𝗶 on his 4-week-long journey to safety.
He's hit the ground running again. He's found a way. He's found another way. And that doesn't surprise me because he's a people's person. He's out there. He finds a way to find people, meet people, and make things work.
I think in a way that was a bit of a silver lining for me that I took away was that your human connections can be your wealth.
Absolutely. This war has really restored my faith in human beings, in my friends.
Like the 18 million people displaced in the past year, 𝗀𝗵𝗴𝗶 is once again rebuilding his life. He's landed a school teaching job in Zagreb, but the war still haunts his every day.
It's been the most challenging of all my new starts, and I don't speak the language. I knew nothing about Croatia.
He's left all he owns in his apartment in Kyiv.
Some nights I can't sleep. It's still one of my big problems. I wake up throughout the night.
But what he values most, he still has.
I'm here, I'm alive, I'm healthy, I got out of the war, I'm safe, my dogs are with me, and this is really what is important in life.